Wolverine is so close yet so far, so here's everything we know so far. Starting with the basics, we know the movie is going to have a sort of like buddy adventure vibe to it. Maybe Deadpool and Wolverine were the friends we made along the way. It's releasing in about 2 weeks, July 26th, and it's going to be the wildest Deadpool and maybe even Marvel movie in history. They are taking that R rating and running with it. The film is going to be tackling the multiverse. We see that from the insane amount of cameos, but also from the involvement of the Time Variance Authority, or TVA. You know them from Loki. They are the organization that tries to prevent alternate timelines from being created. They are essentially the timeline police. Their involvement is making it very clear that with the fall of 20th Century Fox, something that is joked about in the movie, with its fall, Deadpool is now officially connected to the MCU. The TVA is kind of like the instigator for the plot. Deadpool was minding his business, living his life as a civilian, a cars salesman, according to CBR. But, you know, his life used to be a lot more exciting. He's going through a bit of a midlife crisis. So when the TVA shows up looking for help, that's the excitement he's looking for, and now here we are. They are also the reason Wolverine is brought into the fight. They do snatch Wade from his birthday party though. For an organization all about time, they have the worst timing. Anyway, they tell Wade about Wolverine. They establish that this version of the hero has let his world down, laying the groundwork for a Wolverine redemption arc. As of right now, it's looking like the world-threatening problem the TVA needs help with will be Cassandra Nova, portrayed by Emma Corrin. She is Professor X's evil twin, to put it as simply as possible. We all know how powerful Professor X is. It's a big deal that there is an evil version of him scurrying around causing problems. Cassandra Nova has already displayed her powerful abilities in the second trailer when she was shown controlling Wolverine like he was her own personal Ken doll. In relation to the overall plot, it's looking like Cassandra Nova has been assembling an evil army from across universes, and that's how many of the cameos will fit in. She is the common enemy that brings the TVA, Deadpool, and Wolverine together. In the movie, the TVA might have kicked things off, but it's a different story in real life. An interesting tidbit that came from Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and director Sean Levy's Variety interview was that the movie had almost no direction until Hugh Jackman called Ryan up and said he wanted to be Wolverine again. Apparently, up until that point, the third film was in a limbo. Stuff was thrown, but nothing really came together. Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine suddenly gave all their ideas a why, in the words of Reynolds. Apparently, he also helped the script get revised. Jackman was so happy with Logan that he needed a really good reason, a really amazing script to make him return. He was sent a draft, but it was missing something. To remedy that, he sent a 17-minute voice memo to Levy and Reynolds, something that Reynolds said was terrifying to receive. Scary as it may be, it proved to be the push they needed to get their creative juices flowing to write the pieces of the script that made it go from good to spectacular enough to get Hugh Jackman dressing in the blue and yellow. We know that Wolverine was an integral part of the film. I mean, look at the title, but it came as a surprise just how important his role and Hugh Jackman's role is. He's the glue holding it together. And that statement is true across the board. There are rumors that this movie is going to introduce the concept of the Anchor, a character that, if they die in their timeline, the universe is destroyed with them. Is that how Wolverine failed his world? It's definitely an interesting concept that I do hope Marvel explores. Hugh Jackman's return as Wolverine might be causing the biggest stir, but this cast is absolutely stacked with famous faces and role reprisals. Marvel's direction as of late is multiverse, 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 and D&W is no exception. No one is complaining though. Now we get to see some of our favorite actors step back into their hero or villain shoes. Characters we will be seeing again include Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, Azazel, Toad, Pyro, the Russian, Callisto, Alioth, Ant-Man's skeleton, and Jennifer Garner is rumored / confirmed to be reprising her role from the 2005 film Elektra. Elektra is a sword-swinging cool girl from the Daredevil world. Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds' production company, apparently tweeted out, "Moms of future past welcome to Deadpool Jennifer Gardner" on July 7th, then quickly deleted it. That's suspicious, that's weird. I am excited about the possibility though. For other features, there were some Doctor Strange looking portals seen, but it's still unconfirmed who is actually making them, so we have to sit tight for that one. Plus, you know, we'll see all the heroes and anti-heroes from the previous two flicks. This latest installment is promising to have one of the most epic battle scenes ever, and we are so ready for it. I am particularly excited that this many cameos will be in a Deadpool movie, because he is one of the only heroes who can make jokes at the character's expense about their real world impact. Deadpool Deadpool has the opportunity to do so many funny things, and we are all ears. We know that the movie is including not just variants of other heroes and villains, but also of Deadpool. Dogpool is going to be in the movie, but recently Lady Deadpool was teased in one of the trailers. I don't know why, but she's who I'm most excited to see. I'm a huge Swiftie, so maybe it's the anticipation that it might be Taylor Swift. I am also really rooting for Blake Lively. She was the base for the creation of the character. How cool would it be to have the inspiration play the live action? Although there is one other option here that I would welcome with open arms, that the camera pans up and it's just Ryan in heels. Clips of our favorite MCU heroes are going to be in the movie. In the first trailer, we saw Wade salute a clip of Captain America that was playing on a TVA screen. This was to show the character's love for Captain America that is very clear in the comics. Thor is going to make a short appearance. At CinemaCon 2024, a clip of the movie was played in which Thor cried over Deadpool's body. Apparently, this footage is archival footage from Thor: The Dark World, and Deadpool was just CGI'd in. He used to be Loki. Chris Hemsworth found out about it at the same time as us, and he thinks it's as awesome as we do. There are hints that other heroes might feature. I mean, Ant-Man's skeleton suit for one. Maybe that's from a Civil War gone wrong. Then there are the magical portals plus hero memorabilia scattered throughout, like Captain America's car and an Iron Man helmet hood ornament. All this also hints that maybe the main battle is happening in the Void. The Void is the end of time. It's where all the time anomalies go to die. Anything out of place that messes with the main sacred timeline gets sent to the Void by the TVA. This makes the perfect backdrop for an epic crossover final battle. There's also the matter of Alioth being seen in the trailers. That smoky entity lives in the Void, so if that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. We know that this will be the most R-rated film of the Deadpool trio. In one of the trailers, Deadpool claims that the only thing Feige said was off the table is a snowy looking substance. Turns out though, that's not even true. Feige never said they couldn't use disco dust, he just said it wasn't funny. But if their only constraint was party powder, I can only imagine what will be shown. In the Variety interview mentioned before, Reynolds let it slip that the shift from Fox rules to like Disney rules went incredibly well, and that they allowed Deadpool to evolve. But not only that, they apparently have allowed this movie to evolve Wolverine's character and the MCU as a whole. That's right, according to Reynolds and the director, D&W will be a turning point for the MCU. Not hard to believe, since it's officially going to be introducing mutants related to the X-Men. The pair also chatted about how, since this movie is now a Marvel movie, they had a lot of freedom to use popular characters, either directly with cameos or just mentioned. But we know, more than anything, that the movie is in really, really good hands. Everyone working on this movie really loves and cares about the source material. Ryan Reynolds clearly adores the character. He stayed through the studios doing that really awful version of Deadpool from Wolverine's origin movie, and he paid $10,000 out of pocket so Deadpool could wear a B. Arthur shirt in the movies because the character loves them. He also always makes sure the details of the character shine through, plus he just gets Deadpool's humor like nobody else. Director Sean Levy deserves his flowers as well. He's the man behind Night at the Museum, and that is an amazing movie. He is an executive producer for Stranger Things. He did Free Guy, Cheaper by the Dozen, just like hit after hit after hit. I trust him. And then Hugh Jackman, period. The man, the myth, the legend. And finally, we know we're all very excited for July 26th, but that's it, that's all. See you later.